Hey, what is going on, everybody? Today we're going to be doing a red star and potentially orb opening for Morbius here, but things have been getting off to a bit of a rocky start for our resident vampire because, well, surprise, surprise, two parts of his kit are bugged. After the red star orb pulls, we'll be talking about this, but also some important stuff related to his event that's going to be coming next Friday, and some concerns that I have potentially pulling orbs for him now. But I'm going to throw caution to the wind and do some of these anyways, because it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't scenario, and I think here, but things will be more clear as we go on, and I'll explain that. So without further ado, let's get this show started. Okay, and so as far as red star orbs are concerned, I actually don't have a lot of regular orbs anymore. I pulled quite a few of these for the 10 times dark promo credit segment that was available when they were there. I pulled down to 25 orbs or so, and that got me, though, to about 8 Elite 4s. Now, I hope that this is enough for what I need to get. I would be happy with 4. A 5 would be great, but my concern is that I'm probably not going to get a 5. Because of the nature of his event, I have kind of low expectations here about what we're going to be getting for him shard-wise because of previous characters that I'm just not hopeful that we're going to really see any more than like 100 to 150 shards based on previous events. So I have 8 of those Elite 4s, 2 Elite 5s, and then an Elite 6 and Elite 7 from Nowhere Heist. And just as a little heads up, I don't personally recommend opening any Elite 6s or Elite 7s, frankly, for Morbius, unless you're a Whale Kraken. You're not going to get that many yellow stars anyways, but because of the fact that they're going to be doing away with the minions and the red star orbs from 6 and 7 at some point, probably sometime after 6.0, or maybe even for 6.0, so I would be a little bit cautious there. But hey, anyways, let's do some Elite 4 openings. You know, I know it doesn't exist, but for shits and giggles, let's just, you know what, open up these in bulk. No, I didn't get a million. I thought, like, you know, maybe if I bulk... that's not bad. If I bulk opened and got a crap ton of gold, that maybe that would have been helpful. Anyway, maybe that got rid of the bad luck already. So, our goal here is a 4, but I'll take a 5. So, as long as we get a drop here, that's where I'll probably stop there. So, let's see. Okay, one and done? Just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna open one more. I think that's very unlikely. You know, the chances of getting a 5 of him is 22%, but then 15% of that 22, which is very low actually. It's like a 3% chance, maybe that it's a 5 and that it's him. But I'm feeling lucky. No. Actually, I already had a 4. Okay, that got me nowhere. Never mind. Let's stop now. So, well, that's okay. I mean, I got that. I didn't have to use much. That's fine. So let's talk about then what I was alluding to earlier in the intro about the character and the event. So, we have here, and I brought this up. Oh, it's a bit. I brought this up in my Dr. Voodoo video, by the way, just for those of you who maybe didn't see that. I just want to raise this again. So, he has a milestone event that's coming next Friday. It's called the Living Vampire event, and it has 3 different milestones. One, which is the Living Vampire milestone. This is the main one. It's an 8-day event, and this milestone here is just simply from opening his event orbs, which are called the Mystic Assassin orbs. Now, the 2 more important ones are the Fangs Out and Flesh and Blood milestone, and those are 4-day milestones. Now, we're unsure if it's 4-day repeating, like it happens twice each, or if one happens and then the other happens and it's just 2 4-day milestones that are kind of one after another, and then that makes up the entire event. We're not sure about that. I think we're going to be finding out more on Friday, though, because of the data mine for the blog post suggested that we would have more information on this. But what I really want to draw people's attention to is the Flesh and Blood milestone at the very bottom here. You get some points for this milestone for spending power cores. And as a result of that, that makes me a bit cautious here about using my own power cores to open for Morbius, only because, well, you know, what if I waited and opened his orbs then, and then I could count that towards my Flesh and Blood milestone, whether that's from opening his 675 orbs or for any coring that I'm doing for the Dr. Voodoo campaign event as well. So there's 2 kind of things going on here. The issue is, my concern really is actually his orb may or may not be here by the time his event is alive next Friday. So what if this Bloodsucker orb is actually gone? Because some people were talking about the 675 Dr. Voodoo orb. So not only can you not buy the Spirit Slayer orb for 500 quartz, which is only a thing up until the campaign, his other 675 orb is also gone as well. So now that is kind of somewhat typical for a campaign event character. For this, it's really harder to say for Morbius. I don't know if his orb is still going to be here when his event goes live next Friday. So I am sitting here with almost 10,000 cores. I think that's probably, unless I get like all 6s, this should be good enough for me to get them unlocked. So for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna do it now, and I'm gonna hope that for this milestone here for the Flesh and Blood, that it's not dependent on me spending a lot of power cores in order to clear this milestone. If it is, well, I guess I screwed up. But that's why I wanted to caution you all from, what you decide to do, whether or not you want to open them with power cores, unlock them with power cores like I'm going to be doing, or if you want to wait and save and see what happens. So we're going to open some orbs here, though, because we did get that 4. And if he only has 100 shards for his event, then, well, I'm going to need at least another 80 shards to compensate. And actually, while we're here talking about that, and I wanted to bring that up again, let's double back to this. So, I know this isn't we don't know entirely what's going to come for the event. I have another data mine, actually, but this one here, so the Living Vampire event is actually going to be a leaderboard event, and what we don't know is whether or not there's going to be red stars behind that. Now, the other data mine, not this one, I had another, I don't have it up right now, the other data mine about the Living Vampire event suggests that it's going to be a teal unique orb, and there's going to be some T2, I don't know, ISO related stuff as a reward. Now, if you guys can remember back to the Echo event, Echo's event had red stars in the leaderboard. Now, it wasn't clear, I don't think before the Echo leaderboard, that red stars were going to be in it. So, we'll find out if the Living Vampire ends up having red star orbs, or red stars at all for him, because if that's the case, then going forward for characters, I would be cautious in that any future leaderboards similar to these ones might have red stars in it as well. So, anyways, Bloodsucker orbs, let's get to it. Let's see what we can do, and then we're going to talk about all the bugs related to Morbius and what the plan of action is for that. So let's get started. Maybe we'll get lucky. 12, that's not bad. We need to go a long way though. We need to get to 100, so it's gonna do some good luck. 8s and 12s will help, I guess. 12 is like 2 6s, so hey, it saved me an orb so far. That didn't, that's for sure. I'm like watching my cores disappear. 10, better than 6. Come on, or we do the reverse theory. We don't want you, Morbius. Get out of here. Get out of my orbs, Morbius. 8 could be better. Get out of town. I need give me like a 40. 6, no more 6s. Blue. 12. Okay. Okay. Not terrible. I lost count. 8. What are we at? 70? I need 30 more. I think I have enough cores. A better drop would be great. 76. 24. So that's 4 more orbs. Holy shit, this is going to drain a lot of my... Come on. 8. Okay. 16. No. No! My entire core stash gone for Morbius. Holy shit. Oh my god, I need 1 more. What a terrible drop rate! 9,000 power cores down the drain. Well, I don't know if it's down the drain, but... that sucks. Alright, well... there he is. There's Morbius. Okay. Yeah. Was it worth it? I don't know. I hope so. For the Scourge events. Oh, God. At least I didn't have to spend $80 Canadian. So, a lot of people are going to tell me in the comments down below, Boilon, you're wasting your cores. Well, I just don't like to spend on this game. So, there's another reason why I decided to do this. And now that we know that legendary character events are not going to be star-locked anymore, for the Web Warriors and for the Dark Hunters and things like that, then I don't need to save my power cores for things that I used to do in the past. And for previous legendary characters, normally those power cores would go towards, spam farming, say the Secret Avengers, or refreshing the War Store, or double, triple downing on, Cap Sam's node. Things like that I'm not going to have to do anymore, really, because there's no imperative to get them to a particular star level prior to the legendary event. So the rules of engagement have changed when it comes to any future characters, really. So that kind of gives me the A-OK to some degree to open these new characters, to unlock these new characters via power core orbs. So that's a good thing and a plus there. Now, in this video, I'm not going to be gearing them up at this stage because I don't know to what degree, I want to balance out my stuff. So that's not what we're really here to do on this video. But before we end the video, I do want to talk about Morbius's bugs as of now. So what we heard was that he's bugged in 2 ways, but we've also heard that he is supposed to get a hot fix later on today, and by today I mean Thursday. I don't know if that's 100% guaranteed, but that is the current plan. Unfortunately, I don't think they have plans to fix Kate Bishop at the same time, which kind of pisses me off, but hey. So I'll tell you guys what's going on with him. So it's mainly to do with his ultimate, and it has to do with his ultimate at level 6. Now, you can see here that on War Offense, if this character, this is particularly what's wrong with it. On War Offense, if this character has 3 or more Dark Hunter allies, apply trauma and heal block for 2 turns to Hero City, primary, and secondary targets. Now, what this is not doing is at level 6, it is not applying heal block to Hero City targets. What also is happening is... And the reason for this, by the way, is because there's something in the coding, and thanks to Tana for figuring this out, was that basically there's some sort of thing in the code that says, okay, there's 2 debuffs here, but it's saying that only the first debuff is going to happen. That's basically what the code suggests. So the trauma happens, but the heal block does not. So that's a problem at level 6. This gets corrected at level 7, and level 7 does do this properly. But at level 6, for those who don't want to invest the T4s in it, who want that heal block because, well, they should, they're not getting it. The second problem with Morbius is that this is actually applying trauma on Hero City characters outside of war. So if you go into a blitz match, which is, the typical other thing that you would find, or, I don't know, maybe raids, but, I don't know, a Mystic raid, hypothetically, I guess, if you wanted to run the full team, then you'll find that they're actually applying it to Hero City characters outside of war. So the trauma is working in blitz, and, fast forward, hypothetically, if they don't fix it, that this would be allowed to be used in, say, Avengers Tower, against, say, Young Avengers, even outside of war. So they said that this is going to get fixed in a hot fix, I guess, that they're willing to throw out today, Thursday, or by the end of the day is what their target goal is, but whether or not that ends up happening, I'm not sure. So other things that I want to talk about with regards to Morbius, though, is where can you use him, other than his own team for the Dark Hunters. Now, we know that Morbius and the Dark Hunters are going to be made usable for the Pestilence Scourge event that's going to be coming in patch 6.0. So there is a very good reason that you're going to want to gear the Dark Hunters, frankly, and I plan to do it as well, at least to the Gear Tier 14 level. It's a lot of Mystic Gear, and some people are calling it the Mystic Gear Trap, especially ahead of the ahead of the Darkhold team, which is going to be coming in 6.0 with Morgan le Fay and aka Pestilence, and this is going to be another Mystic heavy team. So yes, there is a lot of ways that not only is Dark Hunters and Morbius going to be sucking out your, excuse the pun, sucking your Mystic Gear here, but yeah, you got to be careful about that. So I'm going to be raising them to about Gear Tier 14, level 80 probably, but we'll see. Other places that you might be able to use Morbius as well is Dark Dimension City. Now, again, he is a Mystic character. As far as gear is concerned, I'm pretty sure he only requires 3 sets of minis. That's something we can easily check here on msf.gg. I'm pretty sure that's the requirement for him. So yeah, 1, 2, actually it might be even less than that. To go from 14 to 15, it's only 2 pieces of gear. So he's pretty cheap, and actually go from 15 to 16, also only 2. outside of the unique piece. So he might be a good runner-up there if you want to build him up higher, if you got some good yellows and good reds on him, and he could be a real considerable choice for Dark Dimension 4 and 5 City if you want to build him up for that reason, you know, instead of someone else, because his debuffs are going to be pretty good, and his stats are very high as well. So I have to say that Morbius is a bit of a stat beast. In terms of his total, it's very, very good. Keep in mind that these stats on MSF.gg, all of this is without ISOs. But yeah, if you've ever looked at some of my previous videos, Morbius is a bit of a stat beast. He's like in the top 20, top 25 in every single stat category, which is very, very good for a new character, but that's not too much of a surprise. So what are your plans with Morbius? What are you going to do with him? Surprise, surprise, you know, that he's bugged, but hey, hopefully we don't get a bug bingo and find out that there's going to be even more bugs either with him or with any other character this patch before we finish off. But yeah, that's the end of this video here, and thanks everyone, and I'll see you all next time. Stay safe and healthy, and see you then. Boilon signing out.